I am seeing in the screen. Now, is it Dr. Sirisa and Dr. Murthy? How long I have to speak? Half an hour or 1 hour? How long it is?
Sir, it can be 45 minutes, sir. 45.
Followed by 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Okay, sure.
Let me speak this. Now here, let me sharing the screen. I hope it is visible to everybody.
Yes, sir.
And it is e-business under fuzzy environment, a multi-attribute decision-making model. I was told by Dr. Sirisa that I have to speak on MCDM, and by Professor Jadhav that I have to speak on fuzzy sets. So I have combined both fuzzy and MADM. It is similar to MCDM, and I will talk its application in online business. In fact, this is a case study. This theory was applied to automobile business in Toronto, in Canada City, when I had been there. So let me talk little quickly about this. Then I will come how this theory has been applied to the automobile business in Toronto City. Now, here, I am just talking about the electronic commerce. It is nothing. It is a major shift from the traditional marketing to the world of easy and effortless business processing that you might be experiencing with different online businesses like Amazon, Myntra, Flipkart. These are the online business sites. And online business is and this is the first one is related to the buyers, and second one is related to the companies. Online business has given a boost to the companies in terms of responding rapidly and accommodating themselves to the marketing changes. So they understand that consumer thinking, and accordingly they change themselves. Now let me talk to you the core of the this paper. Now here, normally a customer evaluates a product through its attributes, which are multiple in number. I will give an example. Suppose you would like to purchase a car. The attributes are price.
Please slideshow, please.
Lights.
Put slideshow, sir.
Normally, a customer evaluates a product through its attributes, which are multiple in number. For example, if you would like to purchase a car, the attributes might be price, maintenance cost, mileage, resale value, comfort, design, color, so many things you can take. Further, these attributes are conflicting. That means if you want a cheaper car with better mileage, it may not be, so it is conflicting. If you want a cheaper car with good color and sensually appealing, it is not possible. Non-commensurable, that means one attribute cannot be compared with another. For example, color cannot be compared with maintenance cost, or resale value cannot be compared with mileage, and they are fuzzy in nature. For example, when a buyer goes to the shop floor or tries to purchase in the online market, the price of the car he or she can tell 5 lakhs, but he or she doesn't mean it is 5 lakhs. It is around 5 lakhs, somewhat 5 lakhs, approximately 5 lakhs, and more or less 5 lakhs. This is the way they talk. And the real problem is how to represent the customer's fuzzily defined requirements in the online market. For example, if you want to purchase a car, so many online sites are there for purchasing car. If you want to purchase the car, the company with the site will ask you price. Then if you tell around 5 lakhs, the site will give you an input error, because around 5 lakhs is technologically not a proper wording. Scientifically, it is not feasible. Mathematically, it is not definable. However, it is our day-to-day words and day-to-day language that we have to go into it. Now, how to represent this in the online market is a question mark. Many a time, many of the online sites, they don't use fuzzy logic to actually understand the buyers. Now let us see, for example, if you want to purchase a car, I told you cost, maintenance cost, mileage, resale value, design, these are the attributes. In fact, multiple attributes. You can call it as a criteria, but it is a attribute because I am taking discrete way. Now here, the first problem is fuzzily defined attribute of the customers or the buyer, how to represent in the online business. Second thing is customers desire to achieve simultaneously all the desired attributes which are conflicting and non-commensurable. I want everything, they are fuzzy, conflicting, non-commensurable. I do not know what I mean, what I am telling, meaning of the same. But if you go to a shop floor and if you talk around 5 lakhs, your body language, facial expression, style of expression, the salesperson will understand what exactly you mean, because human mind understands you, because human mind is intelligent, and whereas computer is non-intelligent. So computer doesn't understand what you mean to say, and therefore the present day computers, present the fuzzy technologies, they would like to put intelligence inside the computer artificially, known as artificially intelligence. Now here, let's come to know, sorry, if you go to a shop floor or a showroom, you tell that I would like to purchase a car whose mileage should be okay, or mileage should be reasonable, or the mileage should be high. Anything you tell, these words, the salesperson will understand. And moreover, the salesperson will understand what you are inclining for. For example, if you say mileage should be more or less 20 kilometers, then even if it is little less, it is okay with you. That is your inclination towards less. And if it is not be okay with you, your inclination is always towards high. Suppose an example, price. If a person is a rich person, even if price is higher, it doesn't matter to him or her. That is an inclination towards higher price. Though he or she express, I need to purchase a car that is about 5 lakhs price, but your inclination is towards high means, that means little higher is okay. But this inclination of the human being or of the buyer, the salesperson will understand from your facial expression. But in the computer or the virtual marketing or in the online business, it is difficult to understand what is your inclination. So there are two problems. First problem is how to represent the fuzzy statement of the buyer. Second problem is there are so many attributes are there. They are conflicting and non-commensurable and also fuzzy, how to achieve. Second problem. Third problem is how to know the inclination to what the buyer is inclined, whether it is towards more, towards less. If a poor person is there, if you tell 5 lakhs, if it is slide higher, he is not inclined to purchase, but a rich person will purchase. So you have to understand what the buyer feels like. that is understandable in the actual shop, but not understandable in the virtual shop. So it needs to articulate this behavior of the installation to make the online market more customer focused. So if you do this one, so these are three problems you need to identify. One is fuzzily defined requirements of the customers, multiple attributes, and the inclination of the buyer, whether it is towards more or towards less or neutral. Now, customer focused business. Now there are three problems. One is fuzzily defined requirements, attributes, multiple attributes, and inclination articulation. Now after this, now before that, I will come to, there are number of decision support system in business which helps in suggesting the product to the customer. If you go to this, there are other Indian sites are there, Flipkart.com, Amazon.com, Snapdeal.com, Myntra.com, that also you can go. And dealtime.com, activebuys.com, Amazon.com, eBay.com, these are also sites you can visit. And there are certain websites in Lucknow also, it is known as abadha.com, where South Indian foods are available. Dosa, idli, bada, everything you will get through abadha.com at Lucknow. And even the foods of Udupi restaurant, you can get it here through this online business. And there are certain other sites, chunamarket.com in Pune, where you can get Purana equipments. For example, if you would like to purchase a pen drive, which cost nearly 300 to 400 rupees, you will get less than 100 rupees from chunamarket.com that is available in Pune. Now here, let's see here, dealtime.com. I will just tell a little about this. Doesn't consider customers fuzzily defined attribute evaluations. Multiplicity of the attributes also not accounted here. And forget about to understand the inclination of the buyer. So this dealtime.com doesn't help on this issue. The next one is activebuyers.com. Activebuyers.com. This is also, it is not very friendly to represent fuzzily defined attributes of the buyer, and neither it understands the inclination nor it takes into account multiple attributes into consideration. Now Amazon.com, which is available here, but actually Amazon.com was basically meant for books. So recommends different types of books, doesn't take the views when the buyers express their requirements fuzzily, such as if you tell a story book, Amazon.com will give you a lot of storybooks. But the moment you tell good storybook, the Amazon.com will not be able to understand. And if you tell a mathematics text with simple and understandable expressions, it is a problematic to understand what it is meant by the online site Amazon.com. And if you tell a book on computer algorithm, Amazon.com will provide lot of books on algorithms. However, the moment you tell standard book on computer algorithm, Amazon.com cannot, it will not be able to understand. And moreover, the books or whatever it is being provided from the database collected by Amazon.com. It is not from wherever it is available all over the world. The information provided are limited to its own customers. Similarly, eBay.com has the same problems. So I can say here, moreover, it doesn't take fuzzily defined customers terms. Now let us come to this methodology, what it does. This paper takes into account all these difficulties with the help of fuzzy logic and multi-attribute decision analysis. The methodology introduced here suggests the products to customers depending on the customer choice, the way he or she expresses, wishes, thinks, and realizes and experiences. Accordingly, the methodology provides the customer in online business. Also, this method analyzes numerically the preference levels of the products depending on the customer's requirements. Now, before that, let me talk about a little here. For example, suppose you would like to purchase a car. In our Indian system or in our culture, we feel that a car is good irrespective of anything if others feel it is good. For example, Maruti car, everybody tells it is a good car, so I like it, irrespective of what it is. So if others feel okay, I am okay. If others feel not okay, despite the car is good, you will be reluctant to purchase. For example, how do you define this? The computer, when you want to purchase a car, the first thing computer will ask you your requirement. You tell it is popularity. What do you mean by popularity? Then you will answer, if most people like the car, I like the car. What do you mean by most? The most means if 80% are above like the car, I like the car, fully satisfied. If 30% are below like the car, I don't like the car. And if it is above 30% and below 8%, then to some extent you like, to some extent you don't like. How to define this? This is x minus 0.3 divided by 0.8 minus 0.3. X minus 0.3 divided by 0.8 minus 0.3, which means x minus 0.3 by half. That is nothing but 2x minus 0.6. That means if x equal to 0.8, it becomes 1. And if x equal to 0.3, it becomes 0. And if x is equal to, let us say 75% like the car. Do you like the car? Then you put it here 0.75, this becomes 1.5, 0.6, it is 0.9. That means 90% you like the car purchase and 10% you are reluctant. And if 50% like the car, do you like the car? You put here 2 into 0.5, that is 1 minus 0.6, that is 0.4. Then what you say, 40% I feel like to purchase, 60% I am reluctant to purchase. That is because of the popularity. Now some other requirements will be there. It is a multiple attribute. One is popularity. The second one is other attributes. For example, cost or price of the car. You can say, I would like to purchase the car. In fact, this has been applied to the real case study in Toronto City. So I am telling you here. So it is the price of the car is around $20,000. So if it is $20,000 exactly, satisfaction level becomes 1. If the price is increases 25,000, it is 0.8, 30,000, 0.6, 40,000 like this, it go up to 60,000, you don't like to purchase. But if the price of the car decreases, why the satisfaction level comes down? If it is a cheaper car, you should satisfy more. Why it is coming down? In this case, what you tell, when you tell around 20,000, it becomes a fuzzy number. 20 is a number, around 20 is a fuzzy number. When it is around 20,000, the methodology or the system focuses on 20. Any deviation from 20, either upper side or lower side, the satisfaction level comes down. If you want a cheaper car is also good, then you should tell 20,000 or less. are somewhat 20,000 or less. In this case, this will be 1. So if you tell around 20,000, it becomes a fuzzy number. Now, similarly, the maintenance cost is around 200. So it is 200 is 1, and if the cost is higher, the satisfaction level decreases. Similarly, if it is lower, the satisfaction level decreases. And if it is a mileage, mileage should be 20 kilometers per liter or per gallon if it is a gas. Then if it is 20, it is 1. And if it is lower, the satisfaction level comes down. And if it is higher also, the satisfaction level comes down. And here we have taken graphically, this is with respect to price or the cost. This is with respect to maintenance cost, and this is with respect to mileage. Now let us see, the customer wants or the buyer wants 3 attributes: cost, maintenance cost. Cost is how he likes. This is the way he likes. Around 20,000. Maintenance cost he likes this way. And mileage he likes this way. These are the fuzzy sets. Now here, let us say you go to the market, online market, there are 8 models of cars are available, P1 to P8. And the market or the online site or the company or the dealer or the agent, whatever you call, they cannot tell fuzzily. They have to tell the price crisp manner, exact numbers, 30, 40, 20 like this. These are the prices. How you are satisfied for 30,000 mileage, 30,000 price. You go here, price is 30,000, it will come somewhere here. You go here, it is 0.6. In fact, if you go 30,000, it is 0.6. So here it comes out to be 0.6. Maintenance cost is $100. Then in that case, you can go here 100 somewhere here, or you can go here 100 is 0.63. So in that case, it will be 0.63. And mileage is 19 kilometers. How we are satisfied? 19 will somewhere here. So this will this much. In fact, it will be written here. 19 is 0.8. So we can come here. This is 0.8. So for the first model of the car, price is 30,000. Customers or buyers satisfied only 60%. It doesn't satisfy fully. Maintenance cost is 100, 63% satisfied. And 19 is the mileage, 80% satisfied. Similarly, for other cars, in 3 attributes, the values are given and their satisfaction levels are given in all the models. Now, after this, while a customer expresses his or her desire about the product attributes, we have written here the desire of the product attributes in terms of desire like this: about 20 kilometers, maintenance cost about $200, and 20,000 is the price. It is the desire. So what is available is different. Now, while a customer expresses his or her desire about the product attributes, some amount of inclination are always inherent in his or her opinion. In this case, it is taken here as inclination may be less, may be more, or immaterial. It is neutral. So in this case, what happens when if the attribute is represented by through a fuzzy number, fuzzy number, left side, middle one, where the satisfaction level is 1, and the right side, and it is the membership value or the satisfaction level. We have the fuzzy representation of these attributes with inclination towards less means. If it is less means, it will come this side, A minus AL. How much percentage inclination you have to write divided by I. For example, I will tell you how this happens. Now, if you see here, previously we have price should be $20,000. Sorry. price should be $20,000. That means if it is 20, it is 1. If it is less or more, the satisfaction level comes down. Now, if the inflation is 25% less, inflation is 25%, then even if the price is lesser till this becomes 1. So this becomes a trapezoidal fuzzy number. So here, and this is 20 and this is 17.5. So here the membership value previously like this, now it become like this, and here it is 121. Previously only at 21, now 17.5 to 20 it is 1. Now the cost is fully satisfied in the interval 17.5 to 20. So this is inclined towards less. So here it is written here A minus AL divided by how much you are inclined, and is having the membership values mu AL, mu AR equal to 0, and this is equal to 1. So L is this one, this side, AR is this one, and this is A. Now after 25% inflation, this has gone this. So in this interval, it is 1, it is 17.5 to 20, other places it is not. So here we have got, this is the inflation. Now, similarly, the inclination towards more, we have the membership values for the above attributes H. If it is more, then it should be the right side. So the amount of the membership value remains same for the neutrality. If it is a neutral inclination, it will remain same. So we have taken here, take the customer's inclinations to different attributes as follows. Cost is always inclined towards less, maintenance cost towards less, and mileage towards more. So this is example I have just told you. So after putting this inclination, now here previously it was only 20,000, it is 1. Now it is 17.5 is 1 also. This is after putting inclination in the buyer's desire with respect to the attribute price. And with respect to the attribute maintenance cost, previously it was 200, now it is 25% inflation. So this side it will go, so it is 1. In this interval it is 1, so it is changed. And mileage it was 20, and if after putting 25% inflation, this is the towards more this side, so this is the interval. So here slight change in satisfaction levels or membership values of the fuzzy sets in the attributes. Now after this, again you can get the graphically after putting inclination, this one 20 is 1, 17.5 is 1, 10 is 0 like this. So here you got this is 17.5 to 20. Now for the price maintenance cost, this is the membership value. Previously it is here only 1, now here also it is 1, this is 150. Now mileage, it was 20 previously 1, now 21.75 it is 1. So this becomes the requirement of the buyer after putting inflation. Now here you see the requirement of buyer, you remove this one, it was something before. Now it has been changed after putting the inflation. Now again you have to see, these are the available cars with the prices what it was earlier, their satisfaction level after putting inflation. And maintenance cost it was before for 8 model of the cars and their satisfaction after putting inflation. And mileage is given of the 8 models and their satisfaction levels after putting inflation. Now after this, let me tell you, these are the satisfaction levels. Now a buyer wants a car to satisfy cost, maintenance cost, and mileage age to the fullest extent possible. but none of the cars are fully satisfied with all the attributes. They are conflicting. So in this case, how to select a car? That creates a problem. And for that, what you have to do, you have to compromise. And how much you compromise, that depends on your flexibility attitude. How much you are inclined to maintain flexibility. And this is possible how to do it. Now here what you do, let us take the example price. The satisfaction level on 8 models of cars is given to you. So you tell what is the average satisfaction. Average satisfaction means you add all and divide by 8. For example, 0.6 plus 0.41, 2, 2.1, 2.2, 2.6, 3.4, 4.2, divide by 8. I believe it is something 0.52 or something it will be. And this is the average satisfaction. But you feel like to purchase a car which is mostly satisfied. And most function, I have told you, it is like this. The most function is like this. In fact, it is like this, 2x minus 0.6. Now here, if you put here mostly how they are satisfied, so you come here, mu most, the average satisfaction you put it here, that will give you 0.44. For example, if it is 0.2, 2 into 0.52 minus 0.6, that will come as 0.4. And where this 0.52 has come, this is the average of all these satisfactions. Similarly, you take the average of all the maintenance cost satisfaction, divide by 8, whatever it comes to, and put it in 2 into average minus 0.6, and that will give you 0.76. And mileage also, if you divide it by 8 and put it here, then most of the mileage will be 0.9. Now here, that means the available cars are mostly 44% satisfaction with respect to price, and 76 satisfied with respect to maintenance, and 90% satisfied with respect to mileage. Now, none of the attributes mostly are fully satisfied. In this case, what you have to do, you have to compromise. If you don't want to compromise and rigid in your attitude, then you cannot do business with this website. So here, how much you maintain flexibility? In this case, you have to maintain flexibility of 56%, because mostly available cars are 44% satisfied. And so 56% flexibility is required from your side, from the buyer side, in order to do the business. And similarly, 24% compromise attitude required for maintenance, and 10% flexibility is required for the attribute mileage. Now, if you can maintain this attitude of flexibility or compromise attitude, you can do the business. So what you want, with respect to price, minimum 44%, with respect to maintenance, minimum 76%, and with respect to mileage, minimum 90%. Now, how to do it here? You see here, with respect to price, minimum 44% required. Which are the models are okay? P1, it is more than 0.44. P3 is more than 0.44. P7 more than 0.44. And P8 is more than 0.44. That means P1, P3, P7, and P8. These are the cars available to you which satisfies 44% after maintaining flexibility attitude of 56%. Now, if you go like this, So this will be tell you after using the attribute cost P1, P3, P7, P8. Now you can put up my question. Why do you take cost first? Why not maintenance cost? If the priority of the customer you have taken cost is first, maintenance cost is second, and mileage is third, then only this is there. Otherwise, you have to change the priority. So after using the attribute cost, you got P1, P3, P7, P8. These are the cars which are okay with price. Now, amongst the cars which are okay with price, whether they are okay with mileage or not, we have to check it. And keep remember P1, P3, P7, P8. Out of these cars only we will check for the mileage. Now here, maintenance. Maintenance is 0.76. So you need to see P1, which is okay with price and not okay with maintenance because it requires minimum 0.76. So therefore, this is rejected, though it is okay with price but not okay with maintenance. Now P3, which is okay with price, and 0.8 okay with maintenance because you need minimum 0.76. So P3 is fine. And P7, which is okay with price, not okay with maintenance because it is 0.2, so it is rejected. And P8, which is okay with price and also okay with maintenance. So after taking the maintenance cost and maintenance, you got P3 and P8 is the available cars which are satisfying two attributes. Now, among those attributes, among those products which are okay with price as well as maintenance, whether they are okay with mileage, and for mileage you need 90%. Now here P3 and P8 you have to check. Now P3 is P3 is for mileage is 0.73. It's not okay, you need minimum 90. And P8 is for mileage, it is 1 more than 90, so P8 is okay. So here you got it here. Again using the attribute mileage, you got P8 as the first preference products. Now this is the first preference. Now come to the second preference. Second preference, what you have to do, you remove P8 from the total list. Then P8 has gone, and after using the attribute cost, then this will come P1, P3, P7. P8 has gone. Then using the attribute maintenance, this will go away. Only P3 will remain. But P3 is not okay with mileage. That's why it will be the second preference. So here, second preference is P3. So like this, removing P3, again you can do how this classification you can do in the internet business. So the online product or the site will recommend first you to P8. This is the first preference. Second preference P3. Third preference P1, P7. Fourth preference PC. And fifth preference P2, P4 and P5. This is the way recommendation has been made. So can I, Professor Murthy, can I take little more time? Is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Can I take more time? 10 minutes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, here, let me see how this is applied in the Toronto city. Now, for that, I have to come to another file. For that, I have to come to another file. Sorry. Now, screen sharing. Okay. Now let me come here. Now let me share this. Could you see the file? PPT?
Yes.
Sir, yes, sir.
Now let me come here. In the Toronto city, it has been told the price of the car, this is the language, should be around 20,000. Resale value should be high. More or less, the mileage should be around 20 miles per gallon. The car should be comfortable, maintenance cost must be low. These are the wordings it has been told. Now, after this, here, again, I will come to here. Here, first you have to product rating of the customer. This is possible through
అది మ్యూట్ లో ఉన్నారు కొంచెం ఆన్ చేసుకోమని చెప్పి నెక్స్ట్ టైం మాట్లాడాలి
this possible through
మనం ఇక్కడ
and linguistic quantification procedure. Product rating of other customers, this is through popularity, it is done by search engines. Then you combine first how the buyer ranks, then how the others ranks, that comes through search engines. Now here, how to do it, the same procedure I have taken, and this is the exact price the way they mentioned. 25,000 it is 1, and if it is beyond or below, this is the price, and $100 it is 1, and below or above the satisfaction level comes down, and 25 kilometers the mileage it is 1, below and above the satisfaction comes down. So it is given like this. This is from the data, and this is maintenance cost, and this is mileage. Now in the e-market, let us assume there are 8 types of cars are available. The data on these cars are given in the following table. Now here we have taken like this: Honda Accord, BMW 3 Series, Acura TL, Ford Mustang, Toyota Camry, Mazda, Honda Odyssey, Audi. These are the available sites where you can get admans.com, autowire.com, opinions.com, and these are the prices. And by looking into the graph, you can get the satisfaction with respect to price, with respect to maintenance, with respect to mileage. And after this, initially the e-business system presents the product to the customers. The customer forms an overall opinion about the product through linguistic terms. After obtaining the customer assessment of the products, the e-business system approximately estimates the linguistic quantifier most. Using OW method, OW means how the flexibility, attitude of the consumer or the buyer, the system calculates the associated weights to the attributes. The system then evaluates the customer's product rating. For example, what you do, suppose there are 3 attributes are there. And this has been changed to many now also. I have taken the old system. For example, 3 attributes are there. Here, price, maintenance cost, and mileage. Suppose W1. Q of 1 by 1 means 1 by n means 1 by 3. 1 by 3 means 0.33. 1 minus 1 means 0 by 3 means 0. So 0.33 means if Q is most, 2 into 0.33 minus 0.6. That means W1 equal to 0.06. And W2 equal to 2 by 3. 2 by 3 means 2 by 3, and here it is 2 minus 1 by 3, 1 by 3. So that will give you W2 equal to 0.66 and W3 equal to 0.28. These are not the weights of the attributes. These are weights of the operator. For example, if you come here, Honda Accord, how to evaluate? 0.48 with is price satisfaction, maintenance satisfaction is 1, and mileage satisfaction is 0.9. mileage satisfaction is 0.9. So what you do, first you multiply W1 with 1. W1 with 1. Either button question. But our bus button of W1 into 1. W1 into 1 plus W2 into 0.9 plus W3 into 0.48. Why? Maximum will go to W1, next maximum will go to W2, and last one will go to W3. So W1 equal to 0.06, 0.06 into 1, W2 equal to 0.66, 0.66 into 0.9, and W3 equal to 0.48, W3 equal to 0.28, so 0.28 into 0.48. So this will give you the first car evaluation 0.79. Similarly, second car, W1 will be multiplied 0.75, 0.06 into 0.75. W2 will be 0.6, 0.66 into 0.6. W3 equal to 0.28, 0.28 into 0.55. So it will come here 0.59. Like this, customer's evaluation, buyer's evaluation of all the cars has been given here. Now, these ratings are determined through the OW operator. OW operator is what? OW operator means you have to calculate the weights depending on your attitude. What is your attitude? So depending on that, weights will come. Now, in order to obtain the product popularity, we need to use the information of different search engines. For example, if you take Google, Honda car is available in this site on Edmunds.com. Then what you put it in the Google, then it will come in the third position. Had it been in the first position, then this is more popular. If it is deeper and deeper, then the popularity is lesser and lesser. So here there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 search engines we have taken. Now there are so many are there. So many social sites are there. Here Google, it came in the third position. Yahoo, it came in 8th position. MSN came in 14th position. AskJeeps came in. This is non-English speaking websites. Sorry, search engines. 18 and all the way within 6. Now, like this, suppose I will take Google. The popularity is in the third place out of this much of information sites. Then removing these 3 zeros or 4 zeros, you can say 378. Had it been first position, then 1 minus 378 minus 1 plus 1. The score would have been 378. Since it is in third position, the score is 378 minus 3 plus 1. 378 minus 3, 375 plus 1, 376. So here it is 376. Like this, the popularity score of different cars, you have got it. And since 1000 was removed, you divide by 1000, it becomes 0.376, approximately 0.4. So I have written here 0.4, 0.14 like for all cars. Similarly, for other search engine, you have written like this: Yahoo, MSN, AskJeeps, all the way. Now, after this, the product rating, the first product is 0.79 by the buyer. Google rating is 0.4. Second product, buyer rating is 0.59. Google rating is 0.14. So like this, it is in Google. In Yahoo, again, buyer's rating, Yahoo rating. MSN, buyer's rating, MSN rating. So like this, it will go. So this tells you how the buyer rates everywhere 0.79 and how the search engine rates. Now here, after this is a fuzzy set in the unit interval. Now after this, what you do it here, there is a how to deal with fuzzy sets in the unit interval. There is a methodology, and that methodology tells you Google rating is 0.24, Yahoo is 0.32, MSN is 0.2, AskJeeps is 0.71, and all the web is 0.3. If you normalize this, Google is 0.22, Yahoo is 0.3, MSN is 0.19, Ask Gypsy 07, and all the way is 0.22. Now what you do it here, these are the rating of the search engine by the population. So here what you have to do, Honda Accord you take. So here 0.4 is the Google rating, and its rating relative to other is 0.2. So therefore this is 0.22. Like this, for the for the other website, how it rates and how the population rates. So like this, you will get 0.43 for Honda Accord, and for other things you can get accordingly. The best one is Ford Mustang, which is 0.81. In fact, in the Toronto city, Ford Mustang is being used by the residents as it is having a boat on the back, and Toronto is a lake city, so people do boating. Therefore, people do prefer this one, which was actually verified. And this is about my talk. Thank you. Sir.
Thank you, Professor Mahanti, for your wonderful talk. And I find this more applications of fuzzy set theory of Lathfai Jade, especially to business environments. I have a couple of questions from the audience.
Okay.
One of them is, please explain the use of fuzzy theory in COVID situation. Okay, I'm sorry. It's okay. Carry on.
In fact, fuzzy theory in COVID, I have not taken up this issue, but I can tell how COVID vaccines are effective. That can be used by the fuzzy logic. It is very low, medium, high.
Right. Exactly.
That can be done.
Yeah.
If somebody is attacked by COVID or somebody is infected by COVID, you can tell that is what is the possibility of his recovery, low, high, very high, depending on his what are the disease or what are the what you can say the symptoms. So this much I can tell because I have studied over the COVID issue using fuzzy logic.
All right. Okay. Whenever there are adjectives, and probably he has some kind of understanding for
Linguistic
representation, probably he can do it. Yeah. The next one is, please provide an example with fractional order. I really don't know what he means, but probably you can look into that. Please provide an example with fractional order.
Fractional order.
Fractional. FRACTIONAL.
I am unable to understand what.
Right. Probably we can check with the person who questioned it, what he means by fractional order. Is he available, sir?
So you can go ahead with the next question, sir.
Okay, sure. How to decide which MCDM method, AHP or TOPSIS or ANP, etc., can be applied according to the data we have in the problem?
See, any MCDM method, the solution should be closer to the idea. Okay. That is the fundamental thing in the MCDM. If it is closer to ideal by any method, that is good. And toxicity is doing that by using the distance method. The distance may be Hamming distance or the normal distance. The distance may be Euclidean the distance may be even higher order. So more and more order you give, that it tells how important you are assuming, you are attaching to the distance of the individual components of the vector, multidimensional vector. So that is the focus of the problem. ASP, what it does, it tells you the pairwise comparison method and verifies the consistency. But ASP is of multiplicative preference model. Multiplicative means how a product is better than the other. That is multiplicative. But there are certain other preferences are there, that is additive preference. How a product is better than other additively. That means it is 5 times more is multiplicative. It is more than 5. If one is 5, the other one is 10, this is additive. So ASP comes in the multiplicative preference order. When it is given, that can be used. So one thing is Topsys, another is ASP. And another one, any other method he or she mentioned?
He said AHP, Topsys, and ANP, etc.
AMP.
ANP, N like in Nancy.
Analytical network process.
Right.
ANP means whenever the preference level is not hierarchical, even a lower level preference level is connected to very high level, then this becomes network. So depending on the data, depending on the problem, depending on the scenario, what it is required, it can be applied either ASP or ANP or Topsys.
There is a appendix to this problem. Can we adopt any method, or is there any criteria for applying the methods? I think you just described it. Yeah.
If data is available of every product or every solution in multiple attributes, and ideal solution and anti-ideal solution, known as ideal and nadir points in the MCDM, it is available, Topsys is applicable. If multiplicative preferences are available, either ASP and ANP both can be applied. And if it is hierarchical given, ASP can be applied. If it is non-hierarchical, ANP can be applied. And this is the way, depending on the data. And focus is always towards less distance than the ideal solution, relatively to the anti-ideal solution. That's all.
Okay. The next question is, what are some applications of intuitionistic fuzzy multiset?
Intuitionistic fuzzy sets basically comes when a decision maker or a buyer talks about satisfaction as well as reluctance. For example, if you go to a shop, if you would like to buy a mobile phone, you feel like to purchase, and at times you don't feel like to purchase. And if you don't buy, you feel that I should have purchased. And if you buy, you will feel that I should not have purchased. So therefore, whenever there is a satisfaction, dissatisfaction, satisfaction, reluctance, or in mathematical terms, membership and non-membership, intuitionistic fuzzy sets can be applied.
Okay. The next one is, what is the MADM technique? I think MCDM technique used in the paper.
In our
probably he is referring to your paper or something like that.
Yes, okay. Multi-objective decision making basically goes when the objectives are given continuously or the solution space is convex, it is continuous space. However, multi-attribute comes in a discrete space. In here, the products are one after the other, these are the discrete, so it is MADM, it is a counterpart of MCDM only. In fact, MCDM covers all multi-objective as well as multi-attribute. Whereas multi-objective is specifically meant for continuous, MADM is specifically for MADM, both are MCDM. That's what I told.
Sir, actually, there are so many questions. We would like to post you, sir, in your through your mail ID,
Okay.
because
Right. I think that
so
would
many
be
are
nice.
asking about an open problem for your work and what is the full form of OW operator. So can we use
OW operator is order weighted average operator.
and then many are asking about how to determine
Most people like it. Then the weights of OW is different. Some people will tell more or less I like it. Then OW weights will be different. Some people will tell I don't like it and I like it. Then OW weight is different. So OW weights basically reflects the attitude of the decision maker, and that is known as order weighted average operator.
Okay, sir. So there are so many other questions also. So we will send your mail, sir, and then we will respond to the participants also. So on acquiring so when you send us the answers, we will send them back to the participants, sir, because there are many questions, and so because of time factor, so we are requesting for this.
That's great.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, Professor Mohanty, for a wonderful talk on the applications of fuzzy set theory. And herewith, I would like to conclude my session. Also, thank the Geetam organizers for this wonderful opportunity. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Murthy and Dr. Sirisa and everybody else.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Good night. Probably we'll have a